Well, we finally found something that the right agrees a tax cut just simply won't address. Babies. The Trump administration is trying to figure out ways to convince women to have more kids. Now, what's funny is that they're trying to figure this out at the same time that they're cutting things that make it easier for people to have kids. Things like cutting Head Start funding by $29 billion over the next 10 years, cutting child care and development block grants by $95 million, reducing federal funding to education, trying to get rid of the Department of Education altogether. On top of that, they've done things like blocking an Obama-era rule. That's right, a couple presidents ago, Obama-era rule that would have extended overtime to millions of additional workers. And they've also blocked federal pay transparency regulations that would have required federal contractors to be transparent in what they pay, probably bringing up pay for some workers. Now, the easiest answer is to just not make those cuts and try and come up with new programs that make it easier to have kids and to raise a family and actually have policies that are in place that prioritize the family over corporate profits. But what's Donald Trump's approach? Well, would a medal work? Because if you have 6 or more kids, Donald Trump is mulling giving you a National Medal of Motherhood, similar to the Medal of Honor. He's also thinking about reserving scholarships for married individuals and parents. Now, this one I'm actually not so hard on. I think it could be very beneficial. But at the same time, most people want to have their kids after they're out of college and they've established themselves, and it's taking longer and longer for people to establish themselves, if they ever do, because our wages keep stagnating. And finally, the best one to me is $5,000. Would $5,000 make it easier for you to have a kid? Would you have a kid for $5,000? God, I seem to remember the right complain about welfare queens and how all these people just pump out babies to get more money from the government. And now here we have the government trying to pay you to have children. Now, again, I'm not opposed to giving families a little extra money to make it a little bit easier to help them raise their kids. But that in a vacuum is not going to work, especially when the average cost to raise a child to 18 is $297,000. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I truly believe a lot of Americans would like to start and raise a family on their terms. And maybe that family doesn't look like how Donald Trump and the Republicans want it to look, but too bad. It's still a family nonetheless. And the way that you encourage people to start these families is that you make their lives more affordable. You raise their wages, you lower their expenses, you give more services from all of us through the government. And I don't know if any amount of money or medals are going to get people to have kids that aren't having them already.